From calorie count to portion sizes, we wanted to find out the differences between Hungry Jack's Australia and Burger King in the US. This is Food Wars. First things first, you might have noticed there's a difference in the name. Here in Australia, Burger King operates under the name Hungry Jack's, because when they first came here, their name was already taken. We'll get more into the history later, but when you hear me saying Hungry Jack's, that's why. Now let's get into the drinks. In Australia, our Hungry Jack's drinks come in 3 sizes: small, medium, and large.
In the US, our Burger King drinks come in 4 sizes: the value, the small, the medium, and the large. Let's measure them to keep them honest. To be fair to Burger King, I filled these up. I think I did a pretty good job. The lid's a little recessed. Yes, there's ice in there.
Now let's measure the large.
I feel like everything is about 4 or 5 ounces off.
Our fries, or chips as we like to call them in Australia, come in 3 sizes: small, medium, and large.
Our fries come in 4 sizes: the little value, the small, the medium, and the large. And you know we're gonna weigh them.
So these portions should weigh 90 grams, 116 grams, and 166 grams, according to the Hungry Jack's website. So let's see if this is true. Let's have a look.
Both Australia and the US have the Whopper, so let's weigh both of them and compare. All right. Here.
On to the nuggets. In Australia, our nuggets come in 4 sizes: 3, 6, 12, and 18.
Our US nuggets come technically in 3 sizes: the 4-piece, the 8-piece, which in some part of the countries you can also get the fiery nugget version in 8-piece, and a 16-piece, which was not available. Well, I want to be in the shot. I'm just kidding, because this is my new headshot. Here in the US, we have 4 sizes of onion rings. Again, value, small, medium, and large.
In Australia, our onion rings come in 2 sizes: a medium and a large.
Just eyeballing it right now, looks like we have bigger portion sizes than Australia. I'm gonna count out the rings and the larges and see how it compares to theirs.
So in a large serving, we get 12 onion rings.
Okay, so this is one of the smaller ones we had.
Here is everything that you'll find at an Australian Hungry Jack's that you won't find in an American Burger King.
And here's everything you can get at a Burger King/Hungry Jack's in America that you can't get in Australia.
Let's get into the burgers. I have to say, my observation in all of this is all of these burgers, not only are they massive, but they look really good. We have a Whiskey River Whopper. You've got onion, you've got lettuce, you have chips inside, you have tomatoes, 2 layers of cheese, 2 burger patties. I really like this. I really, really like this. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's. So there's a saying in Australia, it's one of their slogans, and they always say the burgers are better at Hungry Jack's. And this is really good. I can't taste like whiskey specifically. I don't know if it's, I'm not drunk yet, so I think there's not whiskey in there. But I think it must be like a whiskey glaze or a whiskey sauce. It's like a caramelized flavor.
We have these exclusive US burgers starting all the way down there. A Texas Double Whopper, same as a regular Double Whopper, but this one has jalapenos. Tejas. Okay, so you're getting your money's worth. There's also bacon in there too. All right. Pretty good. I don't know if I can eat a whole one of those, but I like that.
We have a double Whiskey River Whopper, an ultimate double Whopper, which is 2 layers of beef and 2 layers of cheese. We have your classic Whopper, a double Whopper and cheese, a triple Whopper and cheese, and an Angry Whopper. And it comes with a single patty or a double patty, or there's a triple beef option if that's what you like. And with angry onions. I don't know what an angry onion is. I've never met an angry onion before. All right, let's have a bite of the Angry Whopper. There's a bit of a spice to it. Nothing too overpowering. It's quite nice. I like this as well. But that's really like a nice subtle kick to it. So that's what makes it angry, if you're wondering. I'm so happy I could solve that problem for you because I'm here to serve.
If double meat isn't enough for you, we also have the Triple Whopper Australia. Yes, you are correct. That is a bun, then a piece of meat, and then another piece of meat, and then a third piece of meat, and then all the stuff. You just jump in the middle of the meat. You can't just go meat. Our Whopper doesn't automatically have cheese. You can get a Whopper with cheese, obviously. So this one doesn't have cheese. Texas did have cheese. I don't know why cheese is the default for the Whopper. The Whopper's been around for so long. Back when people wanted regular hamburgers and not cheeseburgers, I think it's just insanity.
And then we have the Bacon Deluxe. This is very similar to the Ultimate Double Whopper. The sizing is the main difference that I can tell, and obviously with the patties and stuff. But the flavor is supposed to be the same.
We also have the barbecue bacon Whopper Junior, which of course has bacon, American bacon. Now is the perfect time. I know that she was talking about close up of the bacon, so why don't I just do a little something right here for her? All right, check it out, Australia. American bacon. We got the strip bacon. Also got a good glamour shot. Now we're bacon. We got the strips.
So the bacon in Hungry Jack's is Australian eye bacon, and it looks something like this. If you can manage to see it past all this sauce, I know you guys in America generally prefer your bacon to be a bit crispier and thinner. We do have that option here. However, our rashers of bacon do tend to be quite a thicker portion. So it is thin and crispy on the outside, but the inside, see how it's like it's a nice bit of pork.
Speaking of bacon, we have the Bacon King. It feels like it's just the Whopper without the vegetables, which I applaud. Look, everyone, they put cheese in between the meat. See, they know how to do it. This is great. I don't know why this has to be a whole different menu thing. Just call this this should be the Whopper.
And then we have a Whopper Junior and cheese, little baby Whopper, and then a triple cheeseburger and a barbecue cheeseburger.
Moving on to the much smaller burgers. Look at this, man. They're tiny little guys. Bacon cheeseburger. If you want a little more meat in your mouth, and you know I do, go ahead and get yourself the double. Yo, Australia. Look at that cheese pull. It's like an insider video from 3 years ago. I have no idea if rodeos exist outside of the States or the Americas. And if they don't, we have a thing called rodeos. And for some reason, we have a rodeo burger. And that's just a cheeseburger with barbecue sauce and onion rings.
And now we have our Grill Master collection. So this is made from thick, juicy Angus. Starting off to my right, we have the Grilled Masters pulled pork and Angus. They went hard on the pulled pork. They didn't shy away from that. You can taste the barbecue sauce, which is surprising because it didn't look like there was much barbecue sauce on it. The pork flavor is coming through ever so slightly, but it's just the texture of the pulled pork and a solid beef patty that I don't really like that much. We have our Grill Master Cowboy Angus. We have our Grill Master Double Cowboy Angus with 2 Angus patties. And then we have our Grill Masters Chicago Angus patty, double bacon, natural cheese, and peppercorn sauce. I'm also curious to know, why do they make a Chicago burger? What is a Chicago burger? Is Chicago a peppery city? I thought it was a windy city. It has a patty, it's got some lettuce, iceberg lettuce, a sauce, which I presume has pepper in it, obviously. Otherwise, don't know what that black stuff is in it. That would be questionable. And it has a layer of cheese and bacon and tomatoes.
I think maybe the reason it's a Chicago-style burger is because of the double bacon. I know in the early part of last century, the stockyards were really popular in Chicago. Upton Sinclair wrote a book about it called The Jungle. Don't read it, it's a real bummer.
I prefer this to that. This has a lot more flavor. The textures are good. I like the combination of the bacon and the Angus beef. It's really messy though, so don't take someone out on a first date and get the Chicago burger. And now we have our Grill Masters Angus bacon and cheese, and then the Grill Masters Double Angus bacon and cheese. So there's 2 Angus patties and 2 layers of cheese. I just have to say, I'm really impressed by Hungry Jack's. I find that their burgers are really, really good and the quality is unreal.
Here are all the chicken options exclusive over here in the US. Down here we have the BK Royal crispy chicken. Royal. The Burger King Royal, the BK Royal, fit for King Philip Charles. Australia, I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a chicken sandwich civil war going on in this country. Every single fast food place has their chicken sandwich. I think Chick-fil-A just came in, got everyone scared. Every fast food place, every burger place has at least 4 chicken sandwiches, sometimes more. And Burger King, I gotta say, they did a good job. Been sitting for a minute, still crispy. Very impressive. Crispy in the title.
Here are all the chicken options that you can get at Hungry Jack's. The Whiskey River Jack's fried chicken. So you have some lettuce, you have your whiskey sauce with some chips, onion ring maybe.
The spicy BK Royal Crispy Chicken Sando. Generous with the mayo. They're moving mayo at BK. They're moving mayo. Everything is dripping with mayo. I don't mind. It's got more heat than I thought it would. Not that I can't handle, but yeah.
The Whiskey River Grilled Chicken. The Classic Jack's Fried Chicken. This is just fried chicken with some mayonnaise and some iceberg lettuce. The Spicy Jack's Fried Chicken, and it has spicy sauce on that.
Australia, we also have a bacon and Swiss BK Royal Crispy Chicken Sandwich. And here it is. It's good, it's a good combo. That's really good. I like that. I probably would get that one over all the other ones.
The Cheesy Bacon Classic Jack's Fried Chicken. The Cheesy Bacon Spicy Jack's Fried Chicken. So this would be the spicy sauce. That's a lot of spicy sauce. The Spicy Grilled Chicken. The Grilled Chicken. The Grilled Chicken with bacon and cheese.
And of course, this little guy, the Chicken Junior. If you've ever had a McChicken, it's the same exact thing. Whoa, what's going on here? Is that sauce or is that like started skimping on? No, because mayo's on top. What's that? No licking it. Maybe it is mayo. I don't know what it is.
I want to try the Cheesy Bacon Spicy Jack's Fried Chicken because I haven't been able to get like a spicy burger, and this looks like it is packed with spice. So let's take a bite into it and see how spicy it really is. That is very spicy. Definitely recommend this one. This one's really, really good. It's such a relief because I feel like every burger that we've had is like says it's spicy, but it's like, where?
And last but not least, we have some additional exclusive items. At the Burger King, we have a big fish, which is our fish sandwich. Rivals, of course, the Filet-O-Fish. A square piece of fish. Looks a little rough, right? I like how it tastes. Filet-O-Fish is better, but I get down on a big fish. Remember those chicken sandwiches from before? We got them in wrap form. 3 wraps to choose from. So first one we have is the classic crispy wrap, sorry. Half a chicken breast. Half, come on guys. You just cut it in half. Can't give us the whole one. Mayo, lettuce, tomato. Nope. This one's the spicy one. Here's the other half. Again, half a chicken breast. I don't know what the price point is, but you're definitely getting half of the chicken you get in sandwich form. We do have a couple of plant-based options at our Burger King. They're not vegan though, because they're cooked on the same grill as the beef burgers and still contain dairy and eggs. Just, Burger King, wow, that one. The Impossible Whopper, which we have here, there's also the Single Impossible King. Go ahead and get it for this one. What does the burger taste like, you ask, Australia? Well, first of all, let's take a look at it. Sometimes it looks like beef, and sometimes, like now, it does not. It has mayo on here, and I'm certain it's not a vegan mayo. It tastes just like a Whopper, because a Whopper is swimming in mayo, and they add something to the meat to make it taste like it's charred grilled. I mean, I think that everything together, because of the toppings and the way that they prepare a Whopper and an Impossible Whopper are the same. So I would think, yeah, maybe side by side I could tell the difference, but right now, this tastes exactly like a Whopper. But if we just isolate the meat, you can do taste the difference in just the meat. So, not my favorite. If you're a vegetarian or vegan, well, get it with the mayo. If you're not eating meat, I would say that the plant-based Whopper, to me, is probably the closest to the real thing as far as plant-based fast food things are concerned. That's my personal opinion.
We actually have 2 plant-based burgers and a fully vegan burger. The vegan Whopper and cheese, double vegan patty, vegan cheese, vegan mayo, and the patty is made from veg. We have a plant-based Whopper, a plant-based Whopper cheese. The cheese is not vegan. The plant-based Angry Whopper. Our vegan options are actually vegan as they're cooked separately from the meat patties, which is really good because if you're a vegan or a vegetarian and you want to come and get a good feed, then you know it's definitely vegan. This is the best place to go to. Yeah, so have a good feed in Australian means, how do I say a good feed? Like enjoy your meal. If you want to have a good meal, if you want to enjoy your meal, let's try this vegan Whopper cheese, double vegan patty. This is a good option. If you did want an alternative, I like this. And if you just didn't want any meat, it's very filling. There's a lot of flavor. It's got like a herby taste to it. You can taste the onion. The cheese is good too. I was gonna try the cheese separately just to see if that adds any flavor. The cheese is just a bit creamy texture, a bit more of like a smoky flavor, subtle smoky flavor throughout.
On to the sides. Australia, you don't have these chicken fries? Get a load of this. Isn't this a great idea? Looks like a fry, right? Nah. This is a piece of chicken. They come in, I don't know how many different options. We got the 4-piece. And it came in a bag. Usually comes in a fun little box, but whatever. These things are fantastic. Mozzarella sticks. Come in 4 and 8 pieces. No way I can do this pull. He's been sitting for a minute. Wait. Yo, no. Comes with marinara sauce. Our BK also has applesauce, but they unfortunately forgot it. So no sauce.
And in Australia, these are our exclusive sides. We have a 3 nuggets and chip curry cup, and we have a poppin' chicken curry cup and a poppin' chicken curry cup 20 pack. However, those were not available.
We do have a load of other sauces. You know what that means? Sauce talk.
Sauce talk.
Now we're going to talk about all the sauces we have that are exclusive to Australian Hungry Jacks. Starting with a barbecue plum sauce, aioli, and aioli is not just garlic mayo. Traditionally, it's made with garlic and olive oil, whereas mayo uses oil and egg yolks. And then we have our spicy sauce. How spicy is it? I'm about to tell you right now because I'm going to crack into this. Let's go. It's not that spicy. The kick comes after. It is spicy. Barbecue plum. Never heard of a barbecue plum before. That's really good. It's sweet. It's got that sweet plum kind of jam marmalade flavor, but with that barbecue sauce through it. But I feel like the plum taste comes through more. I really like that.
All right, barbecue. Fantastic. Honey mustard. It's okay. Here's our ranch. America is obsessed with ranch. I, of course, am not. I'll try it. Yeah, it's fine. All ranch tastes the same. Moving on, we got buffalo sauce. So we got zesty sauce, Australia. I don't know if this is just for dipping stuff or if it's on a burger. I don't think I've heard of this before. Maybe we had it before in other Food Wars and I just don't remember. Let's see how zesty it is. Oh, man. That is zesty. It's like a strong mustard, but also creamy. And brown mustard. Also, we have sweet and sour sauce. More for nuggets than it is for fries, but why not, right? And before, the marinara. You know, I love. We have other sauces you get here in the U.S., including stacker sauce, mustard and mayo, tartar sauce, royal sauce, King Charles's favorite, and a spicy glaze sauce.
Hungry Jack's also has some brekkie options. Just note, brekkie is short for breakfast here in Australia. If you're aware, we love to shorten our words. So we will call afternoon arvo, we'll call a snag for a sausage, tucker is dinner. Back to the items here. Here we have a bacon and egg Turkish brekkie roll. We have our sausage and egg Turkish brekkie roll. We have our Jack's brekkie roll. we have our barbecue brekkie wrap, and we have our big brekkie wrap, which is the same as that one. It just has hash browns in it. And then we have pancakes, and onto our cheese toasties. A cheese toastie, we have ham and cheese toasties and a ham, cheese, and tomato toastie.
US, we love our fast food breakfast, or brekkie as you would call it in Australia. Starting down here, we have French toast sticks, freckies, I guess. You can get them 3 or 5. Has this nice little syrupy dipping sauce. They're just okay. We have a lot of breakfast sandwiches in the US. You can get a breakfast sandwich in different bread forms. The first one we have is a biscuit. Don't know if you have these in Australia. Try to explain it to non-Americans what American biscuits are. Easier just to show you. You have KFC, right? It's like those biscuits you get at KFC. We have these breakfast sandwiches. See, this little thing, it's like the driest thing in the world. But we have breakfast sandwiches. Here's a bacon, egg, and cheese one. You also get sausage, egg, and cheese, ham, egg, and cheese. Good, dry. I really don't go for those. What I do like are the croissant sandwiches, another bread option where it is a croissant. Yes, a croissant, France. And we stuck a bunch of meat and cheese inside of it. Gonna go with this one is the bacon one. A fully loaded sausage and ham and bacon. Oh my goodness. Every version of pork in one sandwich with eggs. I have to know. Kinda wish I didn't. Ugh. Biscuits or croissants, these are the ones you can get. I'm gonna throw on screen the whole list of both the options that you have. I can't list them all. It's just a different version of the bread with a meat, an egg, and a cheese. Also, breakfast burritos. Believe it. This one, ooh, yo, dog. This is a hefty boy. This, I believe, is the egg-normous burrito. Come on, this thing is like, this has gotta be. This is like a Chipotle burrito. Look at the size of this thing, Yuli. See what's inside. Oh. Australia, I assure you this is not normal. Hash browns, bacon, sausage, an egg, cheese. It also comes with a picante salsa, which we will find out together how it is. Yeah. Breakfast burritos are a big thing in America, probably in the UK as well, but this is just ridiculous. It's actually really good, and you know what? Secret weapon, there's salsa. I don't know who makes the salsa, but yeah, dude. I'm having a comeback right now. Oh. If you want a breakfast burrito in not gigantic form, there's also a breakfast burrito junior. Got yourself a sweet tooth. We have 2 exclusive desserts in the US right here, 2 chocolate chip cookies. Also, we have this Hershey's Sundae pie. Sundae pie on the go. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. You see that, Yuli? I'm kind of mad now that I know this exists. I'm going to want it all the time.
And at Hungry Jack's, these are our dessert options. We have a Storm Biscoff, which wasn't available, a Storm Bubblegum, a Storm Oreo, a Storm Cadbury Flake, a Storm M&M's Mini, a Sticky Day Pudding, a Caramel Sundae, a Strawberry Sundae, a Chocolate Sundae, and a Mini Drumstick Vanilla. Storms, if you're not too familiar, I would say it's quite similar to a McFlurry. The bubblegum looks a little bit terrifying. I really want to try it. It looks kind of gross. With the marshmallows on top, it looks ridiculously sweet. This is all that I had to try my ice cream with. That was so sweet. It was putrid. It was foul. I didn't even think a child would like that. That is, You can't go wrong with an Oreo. I always get them, but a flake will be good. The chocolate is a bit shredded. That is a bit of me. That is a bit of me. Nice, creamy, and then a delicious taste of flaky milk chocolate. Burst of flavor in your mouth, not overpowering, and not feeling like you're gonna have to end up in the ER because you have a heart attack. I've even added some more Storm flakes to the base of the ice cream, so amazing. Even though the M&Ms have melted, this is really yum. M&M's always a good choice. I like the M&M Storm. This is the date, the sticky date. It's living up to the Australian name right now. It's really hot here. We're just about to get into summer. And the sticky date did in fact not make it from the journey from Hungry Jack's to the studio. So this is what we've got. A nice sage sticky date. I've tried a caramel sundae before. Caramel sundaes are really, really popular here. Caramel in general, really popular. But let's give a strawberry sundae a crack. Yeah, just tastes like a strawberry sundae. This drumstick here actually launched in Australia in 1963, and Peter's is a classic Australian brand. So this is a national Australian dessert, one could say.
A lot of U.S. drinks at the BK. Starting right down there, a specific bottle of water, this Pure Life Nestle water. I should drink this, I'm not going to. We also have Diet Coke. I don't like diets. Dr. Pepper. Yeah, the Doc. Delicious. A Minute Maid lemonade. This is, I believe, root beer. And other drinks you can get for the kids. Little apple juice. They have these things, frozen Fanta wild cherry. It's normally a slushie that would been filled up to here, but has melted. There's also a frozen Coke. Same thing, but Coca-Cola flavored. It's just a melted mess. You can get regular coffee and an iced coffee. This is the vanilla one, I think. Hang on. This is the vanilla iced coffee. Oh, God. It's like all vanilla. Too much. Yeah. Bottle of milk. Kind of weird. But also, Burger King has these two shakes. Oreo shake and a chocolate shake. Yes, Oreo, like the cookie. And this shake is so fantastic, and here's why. It isn't a vanilla shake with chocolate. It's like the cream flavored shake. It's so good. You can also get a chocolate version too, a chocolate Oreo shake. Too chocolatey. This is the one. This is the best one. Other drinks you can get at the BK in the US we couldn't get, or I just didn't feel like bringing, is Sprite Zero, unsweetened iced tea, Simply orange juice, frozen Fanta blue raspberry drink, Powerade Zero, High C fruit punch, and Mellow Yellow.
These are the drinks that we have at Hungry Jack's. We have vanilla Coke, Fanta raspberry, Mount Franklin spring water, Biscoff shake, bubblegum shake, caramel shake, strawberry shake, orange juice, and Kerry apple juice. We have some frozen drinks with Bursties, which come in a few different flavors. We have a frozen Fanta and grape, frozen Fanta sour watermelon, frozen Fanta mango, and frozen Fanta raspberry. There's also an option to add Bursties to the frozen drinks. They come in these flavors. Our spiders come in a frozen Fanta grape spider, frozen Fanta sour watermelon spider, a frozen Fanta mango spider, a frozen Fanta raspberry spider, and a frozen Coke spider. I'm gonna go with the raspberry spider. That's one thing I love about Hungry Jack's. Their ice cream is legit. Like, their ice cream is so thick. Look at that. I like that. I don't like the Bursties with it. The Bursties did nothing for me. It's just a pop of flavor, but there's nothing. It's just a waste, really. I think the spider tastes great just with the raspberry Fanta. I'm sure that in America you guys have spiders as well, but you probably don't call it that. I'm not a fan of the Bursties. I find that a frozen Coke like this, the ice cream tastes really good with the Coke on its own. The added texture and taste of a Burstie was just useless. It was kind of a throwaway. It made it less pleasant. Jack's Cafe menu has a few options, a cappuccino, a flat white, a latte, a long black, which wasn't available, a mocha, hot chocolate, chai latte, Dilmah tea, fancy, a mini-chino and a piccolo, which weren't available, a macchiato and a short black, an iced long black, which wasn't available, a caramel fudge iced coffee, an iced chocolate, an iced mocha, and an iced chai. And for the iced drinks, there's an option to add brown sugar popping pearls. That doesn't sound good to me. but I'm gonna try it anyway. It sounds like it's gonna be really, really sweet. So we're gonna try the caramel fudge iced coffee. Oh my God, I hate it. I hate that, but why? Why ruin a perfectly good iced coffee with these bursties? Hungry Jacks, I really appreciate you trying to be innovative and trying to jump on that whole boba sensation that's happening. But you don't ruin a good thing. You've got a really good thing going. Your coffees are great. Well, they're good. So for those of you who haven't heard of Hungry Jacks before, it first opened up in Perth, Australia in 1971. You see, Burger King wanted to open restaurants in Australia, but the name Burger King had already been trademarked by a local restaurant in Adelaide because Burger King actually had never trademarked it down under. A wealthy businessman, Jack Powin, acquired the rights to the Australian Burger King franchise and decided to name it Hungry Jacks. Hungry Jacks and Burger King actually went to court in 2001 due to Burger King wrongfully trying to terminate an agreement in 1990, which allowed Hungry Jacks to open and develop Burger King franchises in Australia. The development agreement, as it was named, meant Hungry Jacks had to open a minimum of 4 restaurants per year in certain parts of Australia. Burger King began working with Shell to market its own restaurant outlets in Australia in a relationship that excluded Hungry Jacks, which was not made aware of this until a year later. That was in 1995. In 1995, Burger King withdrew the approval for third-party franchises to open, which meant that Hungry Jacks could not stick to the development agreement. Eventually, Hungry Jacks actually won the battle, and the judge ruled that Burger King had been breaching the contract. An agreement was made to rebrand the new Burger King restaurants in Australia into Hungry Jacks as a sole master franchise. Even though Australia is a huge country, it still doesn't have as many Hungry Jacks restaurants compared to the number of Burger King restaurants globally. There's only 452 Hungry Jacks, and that is as of September 2023.
That's right, there's more than 18,700 Burger King restaurants around the world. That's 42 times more than Hungry Jacks. Texas is actually the state with the most Burger King restaurants at 583 as of September 2023. This year, however, 2 of Burger King's largest franchises have filed for bankruptcy due to low sales and high costs, and Burger King announced that it will be closing a few hundred stores later this year. In August of this year, Burger King was faced with a lawsuit over the size of its Whoppers compared to what's in the menu. The lawsuit alleged that the Whopper looked 35% larger, with more than double the meat in the advertisement compared to the Whopper customers actually received. In response to the claim, a spokesperson for Burger King said that the patties featured in its ads are the same ones used in the Whoppers served all over this great nation. No way that's true, but moving on. I mean, the fact that Burger King sells 2.1 billion Whoppers every year tells me the advertisement's working, so, all right, it's not the same size, whatever. You ate it. Get on with your life.
Hungry Jacks also faced a lawsuit in 2020 when McDonald's tried to sue over its creation of the Big Jack, which McDonald's claimed was very similar to the Big Mac. I can understand the similarities there. Both parties were expected to return to court at a later date, but the Big Jack was dropped from the menu, so it seems the disagreement may have been resolved. McDonald's is definitely Hungry Jack's biggest competitor with over 1,000 restaurants, but word on the street is Wendy's is going to expand in Australia, although there has been a mixed response about that entering here.
McDonald's is the #1 competitor against Burger King, possibly because it has more locations, about 40,000 more as of 2022, which is over double the amount of Burger King's. McDonald's has always been larger, despite both chains starting around the same year in the 1950s. McDonald's is just optimized for business domination. Burger King, I can't believe there's this many Burger Kings, to be honest. McDonald's is the king. They do everything right. They've always done everything right. Burger King has just been looking at McDonald's and trying to copy what they do. I'm not a big Burger King fan. I love McDonald's. McDonald's fries, way better right out the gate. The burger selection at McDonald's, way better. More convenient, better service.
Yeah, I love Hungry Jacks. I recently have been consuming more Hungry Jacks than any other fast food. I like Hungry Jacks. The burgers are really good. I like the meat. I like the produce. The good thing about Hungry Jacks is you can taste the difference in the quality of meat. It is definitely far more superior in the make. It's a bit more of a step up from your average cheeseburgers. I think a lot of Aussies perceive Hungry Jacks as something we grew up with. It definitely, even though it's the exact same thing as Burger King, Hungry Jacks for us resembles something that's Australian, or an Australian take on American burgers and American fast food chains. Let's talk about price. In Australia, our Whopper is $9.20 Australian dollars, which is $6.03 USD. Make it a meal with medium fries and a medium Coke. It'd be $16.40 AUD or $10.75 USD.
In the US, a Whopper will cost you $6.89. That makes our Whopper 2% more expensive. If you want to make it a meal with a medium drink, Guj, and a medium fry, this whole thing will cost you $12.18. That's an 18% increase in price.
It looks like our menu might be a little bit cheaper than the US. I think the prices at Hungry Jack's are quite reasonable. There are a lot of fast food chains around that are quite expensive for what you're getting. And I always think that the price at Hungry Jack's is really quite competitive.
Yeah, you know what? 12 something for this? That seems like a pretty good deal. I'm seeing all these news stories about fast food is suddenly not cheap anymore. It used to be a lot less expensive, but I still think 12 something for all of this, I could definitely get full on all this. So yeah, this is a pretty good deal.
We took a look at the most calorific items on Hungry Jack's menu. In Australia, this is the Grill Masters Double Cowboy Angus, coming in at 1,401 calories. However, if you got the triple cheeseburger super stunner meal, which comes with small fries, a small Coke, a mini drumstick, 3 chicken nuggets, that would come to 1,386 calories, which is still less than the burger and with 15 calories remaining.
For the US, it's the Bacon King as the most calorific single menu item, coming in at 1,200 calories. Let's get the rest of the stats on the screen there. If you were to get a cheeseburger meal with a small fry and small drink, Coke, and a 4-piece nugget, and a soft serve cone, that's only 86 calories more than just this Bacon King. Unfortunately, US Burger King does not disclose its ingredients, online or off.
However, the Hungry Jack's website does have a full list of ingredients, and we found some pretty interesting stuff. The cheese in the plant-based Whopper isn't actually fully vegetarian, as it contains products derived from cows. More specifically, it contains calves rennet, which is a type of lining of the stomach, and is a type of enzyme commonly used in a lot of cheeses to help separate the curds and whey in the cheese making process. Liars, we trusted you. So if you actually want to avoid animal products, be sure to specify vegan Whopper when you order, not just a plant-based Whopper. A lot of ingredients like to use big scientific names which sound a little scary, such as tocopherol. I can't even say that. Tocopherol. But this is just another word for vitamin E. Why not just say that? And it is found in foods such as vegetable oils, nuts, and leafy greens. And we also found in barbecue sauce, there's Rochester sauce. I didn't even know what a Rochester sauce is. I know what a Rottweiler is, and that's a dog. Rochester sauce, I'm not too familiar with that. What is that, Hungry Jack's?
Still rolling. All right. Starting to lose it. It's that time. All right.